Good evening and welcome to Scene 4, London Ascending. Tonight we find ourselves in Tite Street at the number 34, which is a common salon for kindred to come and gather and socialise. As long as a little bit of warning is given, it's usually set up and people can come and go and talk with each other about politics. Tonight it's kept private as Camilla has invited Lorne and Delilah to come and speak with her there. And that's where the scene will begin.
Delilah would make her way inside, wearing an impeccably cut suit with tie, just like in the overlay, but an amazingly bright purple pair of high heels kind of finishes off the outfit, along with a lot of noticeable makeup. And she would just make her way inside and greet Camilla when she sees her. Like, honey, how are you doing this evening?
Camilla had her back to the door initially, sort of looking at the bookshelf. When she sees Delilah come in, she was like clasped her gloves in her hand. When she sees Delilah come in, she puts them on again and she smiles and bows and says, "My lady mistress of Harpies, it's a pleasure to see you."
And you, honey, always.
She glides across the room to her desk and she says, "Oh, we'll be expecting Mr. Nygaard in just a few moments. Make yourself comfortable."
Don't mind if I do. And she just kind of sits herself down, crosses her legs, and pulls a nail file out of the pocket of her jacket and just starts tidying up a nail as she sits waiting.
A servant brings her some refreshment in a sort of long-stemmed, a bit like a wine glass, quite an elegant glass, and then disappears again.
The Lord enters. He is wearing what he always wears. It's maybe basically he's wearing the same things all the goddamn time. He enters, nods at everyone, sits. Good night, everybody. This is a really good day. And a night.
Once Lorne's in, she does bow to him and she says, "Mr. Keeper." And then she will make sure the servants bring the refreshments, but then she'll say, "Send them home." And make sure all the doors are closed before she sits down again. And says, "How are you both?"
Lorne looks at Madame Harpy first.
And Delilah tucks away her nail file and nods to him. "Keeper, I hope you keep him well."
He kind of looks at her like he takes a deep breath and, "I'm fine. Please answer the question, Lady Camilla." She's our host. We're guests to her house.
She kind of purses her lips and narrows her eyes a little, and then just turns quite dramatically to face Camilla. "I'm sorry, honey. What was it you said?"
I merely inquired how you were.
"Oh, fabulous as always."
Good.
As Delilah, it is going well. The Delilah and I actually met yesterday. This nice topic that we talked in the easy. Kind of smiles to Delilah.
She nods and shoots him a wink.
Connor nods and she says, Our curmudgeon asked me to come and meet him last night.
Meet with us?
No, he wanted a personal meeting.
No.
He wanted to know what my ambitions were. And I talked to him about my future as sheriff of this city. The potential of it.
And does he want to help you or stand in your way, honey?
Well, he seemed to have a few good words to say about Deanne. Which...
Delilah would just really dramatically roll her eyes.
Confuses me.
She wouldn't actually say anything. She just does a really overly theatrical sigh and eye roll.
I didn't hear. Can you say it again, please? He looks at Camilla.
Camilla says he seems to have a lot to say in favor of Deanne. He wants me to make sure I have the support of everyone before I go for sheriff, when it seems I do not have his support in the matter.
It seems few of our clan do have our Primogen support.
Sebastian fucked up big time when he did what he did in Elysium. Not doing his job properly, he put us all in shame. We had positions, the Seneschal Keeper and the Keeper of Elysium in our hands as clan, and the Queen, of course. So 4 members of the city has been claimed by this beautiful clan. All of us had our differences, but the Delilah's high society parties are known by everybody. A lot of Sabat has tasted the Camilla's sword or the bullets of the Shirley. Mr. Peck is a great cook, and I was a guy who gives a good criticism. While the Queen ruled us all over, we had a good thing, and there was the Infernalist bitch. I think that would be shame after we lost losing the senatorial position. We should have one more position of power while the Gangrel guy is looking to leave. As his clan left the Camarilla, this might be another point of seeing as he's leaving just like his clan did. We need this position to show our clan like we are strong. This will be us making up for what Sebastian failed. And he kind of waits and looks at Delilah and Camilla to get their response.
Delilah's been kind of sitting back with one hand kind of to her chin, just kind of listening to him. Well, I certainly hear what you're saying, honey. And I can tell you this. If it's between this one, and she points to Camilla, and that dirty Gangrel, well, I know who I'd rather see in a position.
The Gangrel is... Okay, position of the sheriff. We all know what sheriff does. It's it will be Queen's right hand or the left hand, whichever she uses. It's the guy who enforced the traditions.
Camilla says, Mr. Peck seemed to imply that I was too righteous, too honourable, too in belief of the traditions to be good at the role. Which says to me that he does not want me to know something, or he does want to do something without me reacting to it.
When she says that, Delilah kind of like sniggers a little and then kind of covers it up with a cough, but not very well, and kind of puts one hand kind of over her nose and mouth, and then goes, I'm sorry, honey. My apologies.
Dion is okay. Let's be honest with each other. You know, why we would like to see Dion in a position of power. Let's find one reason why we would want to see a gangrel, a clan who left the Camarilla, why we would like to see her in that position of power as us Toreadors. Also, why we wouldn't want to see Camilla in that position. Let's find answers.
There is a concern that if I fail, it will bring shame on the clan.
Are you going to fail, honey?
I presented him with the question, have I ever failed at anything? The only way I could fail is not to serve the city, and I would die before I let the city come to any harm, or the Queen.
It comes to us to make sure that you actually don't fail, because one person can't do everything. The rules I present in Elysium is harsh, and I need 6 schools to enforce them sometimes, and it's also for protection of the Elysium and the Sabbat threats. You will not bring shame to the clan, you will bring shame to yourself first, and then to the clan. The brought shame is actually can happen by betrayal. Just because you do a simple mistake, that doesn't make you giving us a shame. It just makes you someone who made a big mistake. Which is, this means that you should choose your advisors towns properly to close your mistakes. The clowns are not just people who make fights for you. It's also, you can choose a hound that will give you what you need. If you're bad at plan making, we'll get someone who's good at plan making. If you're bad at fighting, which I don't think you are, you will find someone who fights it good. If you have someone who needs sneaky, you will find sneaky. That's how it works. Kind of like raises his hands. And so let's put Camilla one side and Dion one side. Camilla is a member of a clan Toreador who loses town. She has saved Primogen Council from death before. She has been hero of a battle, which we say, kind of a backing point of the city. She didn't fail yet. I didn't see her failing. Only thing that she did was going for a position of Seneschal, and she couldn't win the race. That doesn't count as a failure. That count as that she showed her progress, willingness of the progress for the city. Dion, on the other hand, is someone who was willing to do what is necessary for the city when the first about threat happened. She is disrespectful to the status quo, and she is like a sympathizer. She was being sarcastic to me all night long yesterday.
Also, what concerns me the most is that she doesn't work with others unless they're gangrel.
He nods. There's a sheriff unit hounds. And let me tell you one thing. if she can't keep her mouth shut as a simple elder, I will not respect her if she turns into this giant tyrant when she becomes a keeper, and I will actually block her from entering this Elysium or any other Elysiums because she's not going to be welcome. I don't want to see Diana for multiple amount of reasons, and the first reason is she is not respecting the status quo. And why she should be respected if the status quo is not respected by her, this makes her a really bad sheriff. Because even me are saying why I should respect her if she doesn't respect status quo. I talk too much, I apologize. I will shut up now. Kind of smiles to himself.
Drilla nods along, and she says, well, it's not only fighting the Sabbat that the sheriff must do. It's the enforcement of all the traditions.
Yes.
And so, people forget this. Predecessor is a honourable man and loyal to the Queen, but I think the traditions have not been observed properly for some time, and I do not want us to become a laughing stock to Paris. Or indeed the rest of the Camarilla.
Delilah's just kind of sitting back, listening to the two of them. And she just nods to Camilla. I certainly think that there are some changes that need to be made. Sheriff, for certain. And I'm thinking if our own Primogen can't be supporting his clanmates, well, what kind of Primogen does that make him? A couple of clans have been getting themselves new Primogen. Maybe it's time for the Roses to do likewise.
Perhaps one of us should see how Lord Shirley feels about this. I know Sebastian is not a fan of Mr. Peck.
No, he is most certainly not.
Mr. Peck is someone who has been in the city for a while. He's our Primogen at the moment. Is it true or not? In a way, if only Shirley feels bad about this, we can write a letter to our queen where we say maybe she should choose another Primogen. But it's only and only if everybody agrees on this, as he is still a Primogen. And he should not be like Bruja or a Gangle who are gonna do differently. They should do as our clan. This is not about democracy. This is not about being respectful, or this is not about being like the right one. We should do things as clan. We should be. The Toreador clan as a whole is lacking in togetherness in anywhere in the world. We should not be like that. We should be together. And when we tell Mr. Peck about our situation, we should be able to tell him that this is what you did. You tortured someone in Elysium. And everybody knows that. You choose again over somebody else. These are making us problematic. Or we can ask a meeting with the prince, as she is highest, eldest of Clan Toreador, among other clans. And they ask him to choose his actions. To be honest, other than Mr. Peck, I don't see any other Primogen in our clan. Shirley is a hound. Camilla's going to be sheriff. I'm a keeper. I can't be Primogen because people doesn't like me. You're a harpy, and I'm not going to let Sebastian, who's a neonate, to become a Primogen. No. he also can't represent our needs. We need to act nicely before we do anything.
Delilah
Okay.
shakes her head when he mentioned Sebastian. No. That little boy is just not ready for such a thing. No matter how much he may think he is.
I'll make a man out of him.
He will be a proper Toreador when I'm done with him. He will stop asking questions in Elysium. I heard from the ghouls in the Elysians keep asking questions to gang rolls, Rear. He needs to stop doing that.
She nods. He's a curious boy, but from what I'm hearing, he's open to learning these nights.
Camilla sighs and she says, what vexes me is that Peck and I have never been friends, that's for sure. We found ourselves on opposing sides in a way, politically, before the war. But now it doesn't seem that it's just me that he wants to oppose. He's making close with members of other clans. And I'm truly wondering what his political aims are, or what he's trying to protect.
As a Primogen, he should be close with the other clans. But as a Primogen, he also should support his clan. We can't let ourselves look weak. We already do with Sebastian. That can't be a mistake again. This city is ruled by a Toreador. It used to be seneschal by a Toreador. It used to be. We had more Toreadors. We lost recently one elder because of her stupidity. While other clans lose, we should try. That is the course of action I believe we should take.
Delilah would nod in agreement.
Well, not.
Well, I certainly think that we have a lot to be thinking about. And at least one of us should approach the lovely Lord Shirley and see what his feelings are on the matter.
I can do that.
Is there anything we else, as all of us, need to do?
Sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't catch it.
Is there anything else we all need to do?
We need to make sure that this deer hunter thing is wrapped up quickly.
It's probably a Sabat member.
Teacher's on the edge of Masquerade Breach, but not quite there. But if we get too many people poking around,
Lauren kind of like shrugs. I'm actually not worried about the deer hunter. I'm actually more worried about the things that I found in the brain of that CBC.
yes, I'm supposed to be present when she's executed later on.
I'm trying to think about what he told me. That there was a guy named Cobalt. Actually, no. Cobalt was her name. And there's an obliate, her maker. And she says, I live to serve you. There's a gray, one older man with gray hair and a younger looking guy with a black hair.
Camilla stands up.
Mm-hmm.
She looks a bit uncomfortable. Not like kind of
Rolling that perception empathy.
she stands up like she looks, like she reacts.
And there's a guy named Luca. among them and heard.
When you start talking about the man with the white hair, it seems to have gotten a reaction out of her.
I got like, I love this shit.
She's uncomfortable. She looks a bit agitated.
Mm-hmm. The Lord looks at her. Are you all right, Amelia?
She goes to her bookshelf. So standing there to look at it, to sort of try and conceal her facial expression a little bit. But you can hear the emotion. It's like you hear emotion in her voice, which is unusual. And she says, "Magnus."
Who's Magnus?
Magnus is an old nemesis of mine.
Well,
A powerful La Sombra.
Lauren looks at the harpy and he says, "This information will not leave this room. As if of your clan, I say it right now to both of you. This will be brought to Garnet. We will hunt this guy and kill him. But the reason I say this information will not leave this room, this might affect you being chosen as a sheriff. That's not something you want."
She nods.
Hunt
Of
this
course,
guy.
honey.
And he looks really, high. Like he looks Delilah, like Delilah. I know you're a harpy. I know you like to talk that good shit, but please, this is important. You don't want to lose more face.
And she just looks at him with like the most innocent expression she can, and just goes, "My lips are sealed, honey. You don't need to worry about me."
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tell me if she is lying.
No, she loves to gossip, but she knows when it's wise to keep her mouth shut.
All I'm going to say is, I think you got Garnet. The Seneschal will support you because there's no one else you, and nobody wants the honor than probably Peck and Dion's grandsire, sire, and child. You need to convince the Venture as well, though. Talk with the Primogens. If you need aid with the Toreador and the Bruja, let me know.
Oh, see, who's the venture Primogen again?
Lord Benjamin Rothwell.
Is that like one of the guys I saved?
Yes.
She nods and she says, "It's been some time since I've met with Lord Rothwell, but he owes me a favour or two."
That is good. Also, as I have said, outside of this room, Mr. Peck is our Primogen. We should not be showing incompetence like the Dion shows outside. Yeah.
Delilah kind of pouts. "So I can't even gossip about that?"
It's up to you, but this is my recommendation. But Peck is known by everybody. If you don't gossip, they will see the weakness. So actually, what you did kind of probably helped us in him, but he would not accept you. He is. We don't hear about other Primogens.
I will try to.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
She'd go, "Well, I will try to keep my pretty mouth shut."
No. Listen. You don't hear about other Primogens torturing neonates in Elysian doors where they shouldn't be. If you don't talk, people might think that you are being unfair to everybody. So it might cost you. People might start trying to get you from your position as well. And again, I don't want that as well. But that is a good thing.
She nods. "Well then, apart from the little Magnus situation, then it'll be, business as usual."
She nods. It's only a suspicion, but if he is in town, that spells big trouble. He's never someone for small skirmishes. If Magnus is around, then it's for the war that we're expecting.
Do you think war is coming?
Mm-hmm. The last time I saw him, he murdered my sire.
Apologies.
She nods. She picks up her glass and sips from it.
Is there any other problem that needs to be handled? Would you like to have any other Elysium rules?
Elysium seems to be being handled properly. We need to keep on. We need to be on top of etiquette, which I'm sure between the two of you can handle.
It is kind of harsh with late Dion because yesterday I actually went straight at her when she kept calling and making sarcastic jokes, and I told her I'm not happy, and I warned her that I might be okay with this, but Queen won.
It's not just Deanne. It's the clan in general and other independents that seem to think that they are perfectly safe to come to our Elysiums, but not follow the rules of etiquette, which I tolerate very minimally. I have almost no tolerance for that.
Let me tell you this. Do not mind Liam from Cran Buha. He's a friend of mine. I invited him. He's an Irish bastard. But if you want to be a sheriff, you want something like him, then there's a fight. If he hits, like whoever he hits, that person will die.
I was planning on taking a visit to Dana's gym to see him, if he will meet me there.
You mean Dana or Liam?
Liam.
If you want, I can set a meeting with you.
She nods.
I will let him know that you have you're my friend. He is again a close friend, an old friend. We have supported each other in quite ways, quite different occasions. Any other business?
Delilah shakes her head. Not for me, honey.
Lauren looks at Camilla.
She shakes her head.
Elysium is not going to keep itself. He doesn't. He kind of fucks off.
He fucks off.
He's like, see you guys later.
Camilla sort of cracks a smile a little bit.
Delilah just watches him go with a smile on her face and just shakes her head and looks to Camilla. He sure is a character, that one.
Mm.
But he does speak a lot of sense.
He gets things done, and that's the important thing.
Pardon, what did he say? I didn't hear.
She said he gets things done, and that's the important thing.
He sure does. Well, I will take my leave from you, honey. Will you have a pleasant evening?
You too. Send
And
Laura
I will.
more regards.
Oh. Delilah kind of pauses and gives her a bit of a studying look there. And then she just smiles and nods. I most certainly will. Perhaps you should tell yourself one of these nights. And she just shoots her a wink and like spins on her heel and makes her way out quite theatrically.
When sort of on Delilah's way out, she might hear Camilla say, or echo, yes, one of these nights, as she leaves the room.
And Delilah wouldn't turn back upon hearing that. She would just grin to herself and carry on walking.
And that'll be the moment we end the scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Until next time.